You might be asking yourself, why the hell am I standing out here in front of a motorcycle before the sun even comes up? I'm asking myself the same question, but I got this new gadget I want to try out for my moto camping coming up this winter. Stick around and I'll share my thoughts on this. I'm just trying this thing out today, so I don't really know what to expect, but so far I like the way it looks, and it collapses, and it weighs about the same as the coffee filters that I was using before, and hopefully it'll work better than the coffee filters I was working before. This is more like what I usually use, which is a French press. Except there's no pressing, I just dump the grounds afterwards. But we'll see. I got the water boiling, and yeah, let's check it out. All right, so I have boiled my coffee, and I want to get everything set up before I actually start pouring. As far as tables go, this is about as good as I could get on a moment's notice. Most of the time, I think I'd probably be doing this on the ground. I've taken these cases off before and used them, but I don't think it's one big deal one way or the other. It's a little bit off, not very level, and this thing so far, it's sitting on top of this coffee cup. This is probably not the coffee cup I'm going to carry, because it's so big and bulky and breakable. Probably a metal cup, but if it sits on top of this, it should sit just fine on top of the other one. So far, I'm liking it. And don't judge my Folgers. I just rediscovered Folgers a while back. I love coffee. Not super premium coffee, but I was blown away the other day when I had some Folgers 100% Colombian. I'm very impressed how cheap coffee tasted so good. Anyway, put my normal mega dose of coffee in here. Well, actually, since I'm doing it cup by cup, I probably don't need that much. I'm thinking of a whole pot of coffee. Two big spoonfuls probably should do it. We shall see. Yeah, so I'm new to this thing, so I'm a little bit sluggish too. I haven't made coffee like this in a while too. My boiling water. I'm just gonna fill it up. Get all the coffee grounds under the water. Let it percolate as much as it can. I think that's why that screen may be so small. Whoa. A little bit of an overflow here too. A little bit of beautiful for later on. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention, I was going on about my titanium back before. What's the name of that fancy freaking water boiling thing? I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, it came out shortly after I got this, and that's kind of the go-to thing. Jetboil is the premium thing. I think that thing costs maybe a couple $100. Seems like, and I can't remember what all comes with it. Maybe the burning system. Maybe I don't remember, but it seemed like it's got some kind of insulating cup or whatever. But what is it? Stainless steel? I don't know. But it's got to be heavier than this. But that's what the finished product looks like there. And let's take a crack and see what the finished product tastes like. It's got that little titanium tinge on it, kind of like aluminum. But luckily for me, I know how to fix that titanium tinge. I wished I could figure out how to take some cream on the road with me. Okay, still got the, well, hasn't really mixed up that well either. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, titanium tinge, like aluminum tinge. I don't like drinking beer out of cans because I can taste that aluminum. And it may just be mostly the aluminum that I'm touching my lips to the can or whatever. I've just never been a big fan of aluminum cans. But yeah, you could taste a little bit of the titanium tinge in there. So that's what you get. One shake. It's mostly clean. Let's see. Well, let me rinse that out in a second. But yeah, that's easier than my French press. That's how I normally brew coffee. Hey, like my little table. This might have to be a thing. I mean, it's up a little bit too high to be able to sit down. But I mean, I could stand up and still, I can eat standing up. I've eaten standing up many, many times. So I don't see why that's going to preclude me. Wow. This can got really cold. I think this is a little bit of air conditioning. So yeah, this MSR stove has been serving me maybe, let's see, I'm trying to remember when I got this stuff. Seems like this is like a whisper light or something like that. I went from one of those camp stoves that was like hit and miss, but you could cook with anything. You could cook with gasoline, you could cook with whatever. You put it in this container and you pump it up, and it goes through a hose into something that looks very similar to this. But you gotta do it just right, and if it overheats, just way too many complicated things. This is my standby now. I like cooking with my my wood stove. I love cooking with my wood stove, but so many times out west, at least last summer, I couldn't. So brought this as a standby. I figured there might be some hang-ups as far as
Final testimonial from a man who speaks the truth. Before I got to know Don, I was nothing, nowhere, a nobody. I was a two-bit comic with an arrow stuck through my head. And then I got to know him, and now I've just starred in a movie called Parenthood, directed by Opie. And today they call me Steve Martin.